What's going on, everybody? Chris back here again. Day 2 is in the books. You see the guys behind me just walking off the practice field. There was a lot of competition today. It was a lot more fun, honestly, for me today than yesterday. Friday was just more of those intro practice. They did about an hour that day. Today, a good 2 hours into it. They did a lot of installs again. They did some one-on-one action, some team action. So that was good to see. Miami guys again, Signees in action, as well as commit Cormani McClain was out here. I'll get into some of my thoughts on him, Rueben, Bain, and also Robert Stafford. I just want to do a quick note. After practice, they did a 40-yard dash competition. A guy that some Miami fans are curious about if they're going to pursue, that's cornerback Roderick Pleasant, a speedster at corner there. He ran out here, but he got beat in the first round by Dylan Edwards, who ran a 4.48. So Roderick didn't get a chance to showcase his real speed or whatever might happen, but had a chance to watch him more in drills today. You know, there was a play where he almost had an interception on 11-on-11 action. The ball was thrown, he jumped it great, did a good job tracking there, but didn't come down with the play. And I went over to the sideline immediately after the play. Sometimes you can get close up and kind of get some perspective. Sometimes they're talking to their teammates or coaches, and that's exactly what happened. So I was glad I went over there real quick. And I heard Roderick, kind of just overheard him saying that he was just a little too excited on it, and then he was kind of walking through the play, kind of showing his teammates and coaches what he did, and felt like he should have got it. He definitely should have. So that was disappointing, but overall it looked like he was having a good time. I watched him through some drills. He did pretty good on some footwork things there, so you could see it there. Not the biggest corner, but certainly his speed is well noted, a track guy. Flip it over real quick to the Miami Signees. I want to start with Rueben Bain. You know, I had a chance to talk to him after practice, and definitely stay tuned to the channel. I'm going to post the interview with him. And also, if you don't like the videos, you can see the article. I'll have that on InsideTheU.com. Plenty more information on today's action on InsideTheU.com, so definitely check that out. But, you know, talking with Rueben, it was a lot of fun kind of just watching him, and I really enjoyed it, you know, being able to watch the defensive line, Rueben especially, but obviously the rest of the D-line. You know, the way it was set up, they had the drills going right there at the end zone, right on the goal line, and the way we were stationed, we could be as close as the back of the end zone. So literally 10 yards away, being able to be that close, watching their movement, and all these guys are high-level Division I, high-level, top-level recruits, obviously, on the D-line. You could see it, and it was fun watching Rueben kind of go through some motions there. And what was interesting too, that the D-line, just that these guys are getting coached up. This isn't one of these things where they just kind of show up and, you know, just have a good time. I mean, they're getting coached up by a lot of good coaches out here. It's a lot of fun to see. A lot of intensity from the coaches, which was also nice to see. But one thing with Rueben was just moved him along the line, you know, in all the defensive lines. They start out on the right, you know, kind of go right, left ends, and they also do the defensive tackle spots too. Ruben's mainly been kind of playing that left end spot, kind of going against right tackle Lucas Simmons, a 6'8" Florida State future Seminole, and I asked Rueben what it's like going against him, and he had some interesting comments, but basically he said they're kind of working together. But it's fun seeing battles like that, whether they play each other in high school or events like this, where they'll get a chance to face each other at the next level, assuming those guys have the roles they're looking for. So another thing I want to mention with Rueben, that he's eyeing for MVP, wants to get that defensive MVP honors for that January 3rd game. You know, we're here at the ESPN Wide World of Sports facility here at Lake Buena Vista, and the game is going to be at Camping World Stadium in Orlando. So it's going to be great. And I like when guys have those goals. So look for him on January 3rd. Hopefully he's trying to get that MVP like he said. So he's enjoying himself. We had a good talk, so that was good to see. And then also Robert Stafford and Cormani McClain, watched them quite a bit too. You know, watch some defensive backs. They go through some drills, but I really like, you know, I've seen these guys go through drills before, so I kind of focus on some other things, but it was good seeing these guys go against wide receivers. Both of them did well for the most part. Cormani did get beat deep on a play, and, you know, I was kind of listening to what he had to say afterwards, and again, just trying to get some more insight. And one thing that he said after the play was just that he wishes he could kind of jam up and play press man, and certainly a guy like Cormani, that's his strength. Corners get beat. I don't think there's anything to worry about with that or anything like that. It's just one of those plays. You know, whenever we talk about high-level corners getting beat, I always think back on Patrick Peterson, Patrick Johnson at the time. I saw him get beat for 2 touchdowns in a game at the high school level, and he was a huge recruit. Still thought really highly of him. It just happened. So anyways, Cormani, you know, again, you know, he just locks up guys. He does a good job covering just that one play that I noticed. And then with Stafford, again, there was a play he gave up a pass. You know, just it's a tough play on some one-on-one stuff. So, you know, again, with Robert, he's just kind of fitting in. And I think Robert's kind of got a secondary role, you know, if we're talking about some depth chart stuff with the game. It looks like he's kind of running with the 2-3 unit if they're really doing depth chart stuff out here, but he's just kind of rolling in that next group. But again, he's a guy that I'm looking forward to seeing once again going against wide receivers. Looking forward to seeing all these guys again at practice. But today was just an overall good day. Once again, I had a lot of fun watching the defensive line, being able to see those guys up close. And the drills I was watching, they weren't going against the O-line. They were doing that a little bit later, but just being able to see their movements and how they work things. And I do want to mention, too, a couple other things before I wrap up here. But Rueben said, you know, I kind of want to get his mindset on his goals for the week, in addition to the MVP. And he said, you know, this is a business trip. You know, he's treating it like that. So he wants to come here and get his work in and definitely produce. And then the last guy I want to mention is Nicholas Harbor, you know, a highly regarded, uncommitted guy. You know, some Miami fans and Miami's hoping they can get him on a visit. Once again, an uphill battle with him, it looks like at this time. But, you know, just watching him out here, some people like him at defensive end. Some people like him at tight end or wide receiver even. And to me, that's where I saw him today, kind of splitting out wide a little bit, running as this tall 6'5" receiver. And, you know, if he kind of keeps his weight under control and still has that fluid movement, you know, and he can run, you know, I think you could look at him as a wide receiver. And I always like big receivers, you know, 6'5" with his athleticism. Certainly I like that if that's where they want to put him. I just think he looks like a big asset out there that I would try to keep at receiver if you can. And he looked good. He ran routes well. Again, used his size. It looked like, you know, when I went back over there, because they're on two fields, I was kind of going back to team speed with the Miami guys, and then he's actually on the other side. So I went back over there, and it looked like he was dealing with a little bit of a muscle issue. He wasn't taking reps. Looked like he was trying to stretch some things out. And then just kind of lastly with the event, and once again, it's just great seeing all these guys in the top competition out here. But 3 guys that Miami signed that were supposed to be here but didn't. So I checked in with the media relations guy, just Dan. They do a great work with covering, with handling everything media-wise with the event and Under Armour and all their things. But I just checked in to see if there was actual reasons that were given, and he said with all 3 of those guys, and essentially when a lot of guys, or when guys don't show up, they don't really get reasons. So I don't want to speculate, but, you know, again, with Francis, I think, you know, and Dan kind of mentioned just the travel, you know, going back home for the holidays, American Samoas. So that probably played a factor. And then Riley, and I know Collins, I guess, was dealing with a little bit of an injury during his senior year. So anyways, they're not here. Still plenty of stuff to talk about. I'm looking forward to really putting together these highlight video packages for you guys. It's going to take some time to get together. Definitely get that done as soon as I get back to Miami, put everything together and show you guys. But I just want to do a little bit of recap today. Thanks for watching. I definitely appreciate all your support. Hopefully everyone has a safe and fun New Year's Eve, and be back out here tomorrow morning, day 3. So looking forward to it. Thanks again for watching, and take care.